What's up, everybody? My name's Bryce, aka Dubs Not Subs, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast arc. Now, today, we have another special guest who was supposed to be the first of this whole guest coming back on here, and that is Sempai. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, this guy did. Jesus,
I did
Christ.
a number on it, right? I did good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was supposed to be on last week, and this kid's toaster couldn't function properly, so here we are.
Dude, okay, so I actually have a funny story about a toaster. When I used to work at Chrysler, I had, me and all my friends, we tattooed a toaster. They had an engraver, so we put a bunch of tattoos on this toaster, and now it's in my room. And it's like a really hardcore toaster. I call it Toasty, and he has a bunch of tattoos on him. He looks awesome.
Wow, riveting story.
I know. I thought you would care, so that's why I told you. This is going to be a fun podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, alright. First off, before we get into this, please make sure to go down into the description and check out the Podcast Arc channel. Again, this is going to be the last episode on the Dubs Not Subs channel, so that you get that base. You get to be the last ever guest.
Wait, where the heck is it going?
It's going on to its own channel because I just don't want this channel to become a podcast channel, so I'm making its own Podcast Arc channel. So hit the link in the description, hit subscribe. If you're wondering why there's no logo and banner, that's because I'm not doing it on this old-ass computer because it's going to break down and not work. But we have a lot of stuff to get into. We have a ton of new manga to get to, a ton of new licenses. We got everything. It's going to be a huge week. So let's get into it right off. And that is Manga Plus has officially released Hokkaido Girls Are Super Adorable, officially in English for free. And this story goes around with high school girl Tsubasa moves to Kitama City up in Hokkaido, where he meets a gal at a bus stop. The sight of her standing alone against the white snowscape, bare-legged despite the freezing cold, captures his heart. Now, this is a rom-com kind of situation. Like he says, someone moves to Hokkaido, and I've actually seen this somewhere before it got released in English, and that is on Senpai's Twitter. So what do you think about this show, or manga?
Yeah, this series is pretty wholesome in that way. It obviously looks pretty cultured, but it's very cute and wholesome, and yeah, she's just a country bumpkin, really. She has who's a gal. It's a very interesting dynamic. She's very nice. The artwork's fantastic. There's a Nintendo Switch. They're gamers. Not much.
Do they have a Nintendo Switch in there? What chapter does that show up in?
Like 7 or 8. They're playing Super Smash Brothers or something on the bus.
Well, only 2 chapters are out right now, so that's why I was a bit curious. But, dude, this thing is so sweet. I love this manga so much. It's such a nice read. I think it comes out every Tuesday. So, not tomorrow, next day after that. And, man, it's just a nice, heartwarming series. And what is it? Yeah, officially on Manga Plus for free if you guys want to read it. So, we'll get on to our next series right here, and then we're going to get into the Jump TOC.
Well, wait, hold the phone, Zoomer. Chill out. I mean, this series might get picked up in English, like, print-wise. I don't think... I think it has a good chance to be this has 7 C's written all over it. I don't see Viz picking this up. Yen Press probably won't. I don't see Kodansha picking it up either. Then again, Kodansha doesn't pick up anything good, so
they have Glepner.
Point proven.
And they have Grand Blue Dreaming, so
yeah, well they have one good title, and it's not Glepner.
Attack on Titan. Should I keep going? I can keep going.
Listen here, kid. There's not a lot of titles that they have that are currently ongoing that aren't going to end in the next 2 years. So,
dude, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in trouble pretty soon.
But yeah, go read this. It's a fantastic series. There's a lot of wholesome romance. The girl's stacked. So there you go.
She definitely is. I don't think it's going to get picked up by 7Cs, though, because it's already on Shonen Jump's Manga Plus app. But I don't know if that's, like, different licensing issues on there. I don't know exactly how that works.
Isn't To Love Ru on that? I may be mistaken.
No, Wait, is To Love Ru on there? No, I don't think To Love Ru is. They have, Let me look this up. But while we're doing this, do you have anything else you want to add about that, or you want to move on to this Jump TOC?
No, just read it. I hope it comes out in English, or at least gets a print release, because I'll buy it.
Yeah, I would buy it too. It's actually really nice. Because I know they have Ayakashi Triangle on here, and that's by the same creator. But let's get on to the Jump TOC.
Oh yeah.
The Jump
Yeah, go
TOC. What do you think about this week's Jump TOC? So first off, we have a new series that's coming out. We got color pages from Burn the Witch, Black Clover, Undead Unluck, and Homerio Shonen. I probably said that wrong, but that's the new series. And then what do we have at the bottom? Mori King, Yozakura Family, and Gravity Boys. But the thing is, when I saw this a while ago, someone told me that these like actual number ranks don't matter for it. So I'm curious to see how it actually works.
Who said that?
Someone in my comments said that it didn't really matter for that. It doesn't show how good it's doing.
The people in your comments are actually idiots. So let me lay it down on how it actually works.
Okay, please tell me, because I'm so confused.
Oda himself has said that the rankings, while they might not necessarily be a true definitive indicator on whether a series is doing well or not, they do have the TOC rankings do have pull. Essentially, the good series, the ones that are most popular, the ones that are generating the most interest, are at the front of the magazine. That is a no-brainer. How the culture works in Japan is people pick up these magazines for 99 cents and they read them on their way to work. So the good stuff is in the front because usually by the end of the train ride, they're not reading the stuff in the back. Oh. That's at least how I interpret it. Series that are dead last are definitely getting axed. There's no interest for them, and it has shown in the past. I mean, every series that's been in the bottom in the past 3 months has been axed, essentially. I think without maybe a Gravity Boys and Mori King just as now recently there. I think a Gravity Boys is going to get axed soon.
I hope to God it does.
But in terms of surprising stuff, I'm surprised anyone reads Undead Unluck. Like, if you read the first chapter of that and then decided, hey, I'm going to keep reading this, you're kind of weird. But
it's got a color. I think it has a color page this week. It's doing extremely well, and it won awards.
Yeah, well, who cares about awards? Because Mashal is selling more than it anyways. So,
did Mashal rank though in their in the manga sale, like the physical?
Yeah,
volumes?
It did.
What it
the
ranked?
Second volume did.
Oh.
Top 20, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I think it may be top 10, but I'm not positive. It's definitely top 20 when it ranked.
Oh.
Anyways, the Akashi Triangle is definitely going to stick around because To Love Ru, the guy, is a cult icon in terms of etchiness. My Hero Academia, One Piece, Chainsaw Man.
Dude, Chainsaw Man's insane. Do you read it weekly?
No, I read the first chapter years ago, and the only reason I read it is because I was the only one advocating Fire Punch in my friend group, and everyone thought it was trash, and I thought it was a hidden gem, and then Chainsaw Man came around. But I really do not follow I do not read weekly. I read 2 series weekly, and that's it. But in terms of this, We Never Learn is going to get canceled soon. It's pretty much on its way out.
I thought it was in its last arc anyway.
It actually ended, but then now they're doing this like rewrite thing of like doing their. Essentially, they ended it, and then they decided, you know what? Let's give unique endings to every single one of the girls. So
each one wins, really?
One girl won, and then they're like, nah, let's give them all a win. And they rewrote like 4 or 5 endings, or how many girls there is. So they're in the process of doing that right now. So no one really gives a shit.
What the hell?
Burn the Witch. Let's be honest. This is 4 chapters, and the only thing appealing about this is the girls are like aesthetically pleasing, and that's literally it. I don't think anyone genuinely cares about Burn the Witch, even Bleach fans.
Dude, the thing with this was when I was confused about it at the beginning because I've never read Bleach before. I thought that was just like a thing I would give because I haven't read it, but apparently a bunch of people were confused from it.
It's trash. I don't even keep up with it. But the girls.
They do look nice, though.
They have a nice character design. But that's literally it. I'm not reading a manga, especially one that's going to be 4 chapters for the character designs. That's a fact.
All right. I don't think Undead Unluck is that bad, though. Like, they moved away from, like, that etchiness, which is what they really needed to, because in the beginning it was a bit weird. But as it's gone on, it has gotten a little bit farther away, which is a lot better. Jujutsu Kaisen is just fucking insane right now. I love every second of it, man. Like, oh, this week's chapter, oh my god, it killed me.
It's alright. I like it. I like some other characters like Gojo and Nanami, but other than that...
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but my God, I'm not gonna say anything. But then, is there anything else you want to say about the TOC before we move on to the new series?
Not really. I mean, I have a good eye for these things, so if I say
there it is,
pretty trash, I'm generally right on the money.
Your word is law. Is that how that works?
I wouldn't say it's law, but it's almost 100% correct. 100% of the time.
All right. Well, next up, we're going to get on to the new series in Shonen Jump, and that is High School Family Kokusei Kazuko by Ryo Nakanama, and it starts this Sunday. So, do you know what this series is about, or have you read it?
No, but just looking at the artwork and the name and the synopsis, this is going to be axed pretty fast.
It probably will be. The chapters are pretty short, but I'm not gonna lie, the first 2 chapters were pretty funny. So basically what this is this kid is going to school for his first time, or his first high school day, and he finds out that his dad's going to high school for the first time. And then it finds out that his sister's also going there, who's in 3rd grade, and then his mom's going, and also the family cat is all going to high school, and it revolves around the shenanigans that they get in. It's just a gag comedy, and it's like, I think, like 10 pages, everything. I don't think it's gonna last that long.
Good, because it looks like a crappy manga, not gonna lie.
I don't, like, initially right now I think it's funny because, like, it's a new gimmick, and I thought the gimmick was funny, but I think it's gonna run out very quickly, which is why I dropped The Way of the House Husband, which I know you're still picking up, but that, like, the whole gag ran out on me, and it wasn't that funny anymore.
How is that not funny?
Because it's the same thing over and over again. Oh, he looks tough. What's he gonna do?
Oh,
He looks like a Yazuka.
I love tough-looking men. Shut the heck up.
You get 3 volumes in, you're like, okay, I get it. I get the
joke. How many
joke.
volumes did you read?
3.
You're wrong. Just let's go on.
I'm not wrong. I'm right. My word is law. Your word is just maybe correct sometimes.
Uh-huh.
You're so dismissive of what I say. Right? You're so mean to me.
Are we done with this topic? Are we?
Yeah, we're moving on.
You want to dwell on this one?
Twitter was loading, dude, so I had to stall before the thing loaded.
You don't have them all already opened up in your tab?
They are.
Then why are they loading?
Because they reload. Because when you have a bunch of tabs open, some of them don't fully load.
Uh-huh.
You're such an asshole. Alright, next up we have Iridori Aqua, and they have done a price reduction on all their stuff because they have moved away from all their third-party sites. Now, for them, I think this is actually really smart because they way overpriced their stuff, in my opinion. Like, they had 32 pages, like, that was the entire thing, for like $5-6 on there, which is insane for a Jodenshi. I just cannot see anybody wanting to pay something like that. And even their bigger selections with, I think, like, their bigger titles had like maybe 132 pages, but it's still like $6, $7, $8 for that, and that's a little bit better because at least it's 132 pages. But when they were charging $5 for like 30 pages, it's insane. I just cannot see people wanting to buy that.
I don't see why anyone would buy a doujinshi in the first place, and that's my honest opinion. So,
you know, I can't disagree with you on that, to be honest. Like, just buying 32 pages of anything, it doesn't seem like it's worth it when you can get, I don't know, Noragami, Fire Force, any, like, other big series that's really long. That's far better.
It just looks like it's just a horny manga. I mean, I don't read horny manga, so I don't get it.
It's not all doujinshis hentai.
Yeah, but most doujinshi is hentai.
I want to disagree with you, but you're really not wrong. But Iridori Aqua is like specifically their doujinshi site that doesn't have any hentai on it. That's the whole point of it. So like a lot of it's like, there's one series where, let me pronounce this right because I'm gonna say it wrong. It's called Seiju Nakasumego, which you might actually like because it's basically it's a cop and a yakuza basically get together secretly, and that one's pretty good. But other than that, they really don't have much of anything.
Does it have muscles?
I don't know. I haven't read it that much.
Not interested.
Why are you obsessed with dude's muscles so much, babe?
Who doesn't love genetically altered freaks?
I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of that stuff, I would say.
I can tell.
You know who is a fan of you, though? Neon. And what did he say? I forgot what he said in my last podcast, but we were making the perfect hentai, and you were in it. So, he wanted you to dress up as a trap. I told him I'd tell you that.
Well, thank you for telling me.
No problem, buddy.
I have no comments on that at all.
Why? You don't have anything to say about it?
I can't honestly say that anything has crossed my mind, and when I heard that, so I'm just gonna
okay.
let it go down the drain.
We'll move on real quick. We'll move on from that one. So Ghibli Kids announced. Ghibli Kids announced that they are doing the English dub of The Night Is Short, Walk On Girl. Now this is one of the newest work. Well, not actually the newest. What is the newest work by them? It's what I can't remember. It's the surfing manga or the surfing anime. But this one is basically. It's just about this girl who goes on for a night in the town, has a good time, wild things ensue. Very Masaki Yueisha. It's fantastic. But the thing with the sub is, it gets very hard to read it sometimes because there's stuff that just flies across the screen and you lose it. So the dub is going to be nice for it, and it's going to match the animation style, I think, pretty good. Depends on who's the dub cast for it, but how much anime do you actually watch, Base? I'm curious about that.
Like 0.
I assumed so. I didn't think you were, like, into anime at all.
I made it a goal to watch 4 shows a season in 2018, and I barely watched anything in 2019. I think I watched Quintessential Quintuplets, Kengan Ashura, My Hero Academia, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2, and probably something else that's I'm drawing a blank on. I don't watch a lot of anime, to be honest. I just read a lot of manga. But I know the Night Is Short, Walk On Girl is a very popular light novel that just released, maybe not this year, but last year. I heard good things about it from that man and his merch. But other than that, I don't know diddly squat about this.
All right. I didn't think so. I wasn't assuming so. You just seem all in on manga, and I've never actually heard you talk about anime that much, so I just didn't think you did it at all. And I was right. So... But this is actually pretty good. It's a movie. I think movies are a lot better. Whoa, just flipped my whole phone over. But movies are a lot better, I think, for newer people to get into anime and manga for the most part, just because they're quicker, and also they usually don't have weirder things or weirder themes in it. Things like a silent voice or your name. But
I don't really believe that Japanese animated movies are considered anime, so...
Why? Why?
They're just not anime. They're just animated. Doesn't make any sense.
Movies. Please explain to me how they're not anime.
Is a Disney movie a cartoon?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Why? Why is it not a cartoon?
I just don't believe that you can classify anime and then animated movies as the same thing. There's different sections. It's labeled in different sections on my anime list for a reason.
What's anime then? What is anime? What is
stuff it's TV produced?
No, it's animation in Japan. It's not TV produced. It's animation done in Japan.
You asked me, and then when I gave you an answer, you
because you're wrong. Because I knew you were gonna say something.
Then why would you even ask that if it was gonna be a rhetorical question?
Because I wanted you to say the wrong thing and back you in a corner.
Well, I don't ever say the wrong thing ever.
You just did. You just did. Live on cam.
All I know is that if you like, I've never seen Ghibli, I've never seen Your Name, and I've seen A Silent Voice, and I regret watching it because I don't watch sad stuff because I'm not, little crybaby.
Wow.
And then I watched Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super Brawly because it was manly. It had a lot of muscles in it.
So obsessed with dude's muscles.
How could you
not? When are you gonna get big muscles, dude? Like,
what are you talking about? I've gained 30 pounds since January.
I'm not seeing it, man.
I'm absolutely shredded.
With those noodle arms? Are you kidding me?
Noodle arms, dude. Pasta la vista, baby.
No way. Well, all right, buddy. Do you have anything else you want to say about this before we move on to the next
I've
one?
literally exhausted everything I possibly could say about this.
I didn't have anything else to say anyway. But, so, we have a section specifically for you, Bei Senpai, since you are so knowledgeable about the manga community and what to do around it. We have a new segment called Learn from Sempai. And now this is for people out here who want to get their Japanese manga done in English officially. So, what's the best way to convince English publishers to get their manga done in English? Or some of the ways.
Well, do you want the truth, or do you want me to BS for like 2 minutes?
Dude, I don't care if you not baby everybody. Tell everybody how it is.
As a Western anime and manga fan, you're SOL out of luck, dude. You can't do jack crap to get anything licensed here. Honestly, you can write and fill out surveys to these publishers and companies and pray, but honestly, it really only depends on whether or not the Japanese market decides to make an anime for it and promote that anime. The English market is purely driven on anime adaptations and popularity. The only thing that really sells is mainstream stuff, and a lot of the filler stuff that trickles down the drain is mainly just filler content that really does, like, people don't have any faith that actually it's going to push any numbers. So honestly, you really can't do anything.
Isn't it nice to be an anime fan? But it's just because is it because it's so small over here? There's just not enough like popularity.
Let's put this into perspective. A successful manga sells, I think, like the cutoff is like you want to push like 10,000 copies of a single volume of manga.
Oh, yeah, that's not that much.
That's so not a lot.
That's so little.
And to put this in perspective, I think Viz had like 36 volumes of manga that sold over 15,000, and half of them were My Hero Academia.
Wow.
The other companies had either I think Vertical had one, and it was that who's that Japanese lady who cleans?
Japanese lady who cleans.
It was like real organization and stuff. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, the like the Weeb's guide to like cleaning up, or Japan's guide to cleaning up.
Yeah, that's that was Vertical's only title that sold over 10,000 copies, and it's not even really a manga.
That's not really, no.
You have other stuff like Kodansha has like 5 titles that sold over 10,000 copies. Like Yen Press had like 3 or 4. Seven Seas had only 1, and it was 2. It was like the Ancient Magus Bride and the Lesbian Experience one.
Oh,
honestly,
okay.
I think about this, like, that's 10,000 plus copies. Berserk, I believe, has only sold like 1.2 to like 2 million copies of all. Like, there's 40 volumes. It's only sold like 2 million copies
out of all
in the United States
combined.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. I never. Like, you always see like how you're not. Like, we're not the first. Like, it's Japan, France, and then was it Germany?
I think it's debatable in terms of Germany, because Germany has a wider selection, but they get some of the mainstream stuff like after us. So it's hard to say because we don't have their numbers, but I'd say if I was going to make a bet, I'd say Germany was slightly ahead of the United States, but it's relatively the same. France is definitely dwarfs us. And then obviously Japan, China, and the Eastern countries completely
destroy us,
shit on us.
Yeah. It's sad.
Even shitty manga sell like 3,000 copies in a day.
Oh yeah, even if they're not good. But I mean, that is like the home of manga, so you do kind of expect it to do better.
Yeah. So honestly, you can fill out surveys and whatnot, but honestly, a lot of people don't know this, but when Seven Seas back in the day, Seven Seas on their
their surveys, their monthly surveys.
Their monthly surveys, they actually had it somewhere advertised that you could not recommend or series licensed from these main head companies. Like, even if you recommend something, they're sometimes not even legally allowed to do it. It's probably changed because obviously Seven Seas has gotten To Love Ru and Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs. So obviously something has changed. But back in the day, you had very limited options of what you could even recommend companies to license because of how it was how boundaries and licensing agreements were played out. So yeah, there's really not much you can do. Just hope it gets an anime. That's really it. Just hope it gets an anime.
Pray for the anime. I mean, it's sad to see it, but the reality is what it is, and people need to know the truth. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. If there's nothing you can do about it, there's nothing you can do about it. But that's all I really have to say for that. Do you have anything else you want to add, like closing remarks?
Not really. I mean, it's really only driven by anime, guys. It's not what the consumer is clamoring for. It's really how the anime works, and it just completely drives this industry. Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanna get your manga published, start an anime or a manga boom in America and get millions of people reading it. Then maybe we'll get some opinions. But we are going to get into the next stuff, and that is right now Crunchyroll Expo. So there's like 2 things before this, but it's mostly just the Yen Press licensing. Because other than that, Crunchyroll Expo was fucking lame, and there was nothing really in there. But first up, we have Crunchyroll and Adult Swim has announced at their virtual expo that they have a 13-episode adaptation of the Shenmue series, which I have never played. Have you ever played the Shenmue series?
Is this a series of that they did like a legendary Kickstarter for them, and then it raised so much money, and then it ended up looking like a PS2 game?
Yeah.
You actually have faith in this company? I don't.
I don't, but this is just a adaptation, so I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out, because it was Shenmue 3, which had like that huge Kickstarter thing, and it just fucking was terrible from what I heard.
Yeah, it bombed. It was a complete waste of money. Everyone should be completely infuriated with that Kickstarter and the product they got. So honestly, Shenmue, not interested. Good luck. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same. I'm not really looking to interest this, but it's going to be on Adult Swim if you guys want to check it out. So we're getting on to our next up, which I believe is all the Yen Press stuff. Yes. So first up, we have Yen Press announced that a couple days ago, August 31st, that they will simultaneously publish Nagatoro Tanegawa's and Nozoi Ito's The Intuition of Haru Suzumiya, and they are going to reprint all of the Suzumiya series light novels on the Yen On imprints. So this is going to be good for the series, and I think Yen Press is actually making really smart moves right now. They have this series, they are doing Solo Leveling, which was absolutely insane and might be a really big game changer for Yen Press. But specifically about Haru Suzumiya, I'm actually going to check this out because I'm really excited to see it, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how great this series is.
Yeah, it's one of the staple light novels. It's one of the most legendary, or at least iconic, light novel names in the community and history. It's a big name. I'm glad to see they're reprinting it. There's obviously a lot of volumes for it. But yeah, that's really it. They we'll get into it later, but Yen Press is they've locked up the holy trinity of what people want. So,
dude, I mean, Yen Press has like always been light novel based, and we'll get more onto that because their last light novel is huge. What they're doing, what they finally got licensed for it. But we're going to next up, and that is ID Invaded. Like you're saying before about having a series get an anime adaptation. Once ID Invaded came out, they have announced they are going to license the manga spin-off of ID Invaded Brake Broken, which I don't know what it's about. I think it's not a tie. It's a tie-in to the series, and it's not based on a series, so I don't know how this really revolves around the ID Invaded universe. But personally, when I watched the anime, I enjoyed it. I think the ending was a little bit lackluster and kind of got a little bit out there, but overall, it was a good sci-fi series. So we'll see how ID Invaded ends up turning out. I don't know if this will be good for people who haven't seen the anime since it's a tie-in, but I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah, I dropped the anime after 2 episodes, so
you didn't like it?
No, it was too much stuff going on.
Dude, sci-fi's awesome, bro. Sci-fi, what I think about sci-fi is what you think about muscling men. What? Are you insane?
You know what? When I think of sci-fi, I think of mechs and big old weenies flying in them because they don't have the muscle mass.
Mechs are terrible, bro.
I've never seen a jacked up sci-fi pilot in my life. Why would I even read this stuff? I don't even watch it.
What?
All I know
Why are you trying to watch Mecha?
I'm not. No one's trying. Did you mistake me for Flip Otaku?
Yeah.
Of course not. I'm not into that stuff. I'm just saying it's from like my uneducated opinion that I've never seen a jacked dude flying anything in space ever in my life.
I can't say that you're wrong because I don't check out mechas, but saying the sci-fi genre is bad because of mechas, you can't take one bad thing about the whole genre and place it as the entire thing. You're generalizing too much.
That's what I mean. People are doing it these days anyways. Why can't I?
Because you're wrong. Sci-fi is so good. Dimension W. ID Invaded. Now I gotta think of a bunch of series on the spot that I can't think of. Dimension W. That's really good.
You said that one already.
I know, because I can't think of any other one at the moment.
Because there's none other ones that are even remotely worth remembering. I don't even know why you read Dimension W.
Dimension W is so good. It's fucking amazing, bro. It's got above a 7.5, so Mr. Mailboy, it's actually good in your opinion, too.
Yeah, okay.
You want to say it's bad? Are you going to go against your Lord and Savior Mel?
It's sci-fi. It automatically drops 0.5 points.
So what about Blue Exorcist, since you hate Exorcist manga?
Blue Exorcist sucks, too.
No, it doesn't, though. Okay, if it drops 0.5, it's an 8 now. It's still good.
Blue Exorcist sucks. What is this? It sucks. Let's move it along.
Alright, we'll get on to the next stuff, and that is the rest of the stuff that Yen Press has released for this. So they announced that they have 9 manga and then 1 light novel license. So first up they have Do You Like the Nerdy Nurse? And this is the summary. The beauty in the nurse's office is a secret nerd who doesn't hide it very well. Nico Momoyama is the newly appointed school nurse, but beneath her gorgeous facade lies an unmistakable love for all geeky things. And this series is a romantic comedy that includes many funny otaku references in addition to a very pretty nurse. I don't care about this. I'm not going to buy it.
If you want an otaku manga, read Watakote.
Dude, I was just about to say, Wotakoi is so much better than whatever this is going to be.
Yeah, this sucks. Go on to the next one.
Okay, thank you for your permission. Next up, we have Love and Heart. So, the summary for this is, sure, university freshman Yagasawa has a lot on her plate, but the last thing she expected to add was a surprise male roommate. Handsome Haruma claims to be a childhood friend, but for some reason, Yagasawa doesn't remember him at all. And his history isn't the only oddity. Disturbing things begin to happen, and Yagasawa may really be in over his head. Love and Heart is a manga that falls under the category of shoujo horror, a subgenre that has rarely made its way into English. Huh. Shoujo rarely being in English. You know how the shoujo people are based, so what do you want to say about this one?
I mean, what can I possibly say about shoujo that I haven't already said? So, shoujo horror. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Shoujo as a genre is already a horror, so so we'll see. Well,
it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely another one I'm not gonna pick up. This next one I actually am interested in. And this is called Days on Fest. When high schooler Kadade Sora takes her classmate Ota Yamana to their first rock festival, their experience is greater than they can even imagine. It's a new life of rocking out. It's just a music festival manga, and I love concerts and I love festivals and stuff, so I'm interested to see how they'll adapt this into a manga.
I hate stuff like this.
Why? You don't like music manga?
Music manga sucks. There's not a good one. Like, the whole concept and premise of a music manga is lost because there's no music. It's just, what if you're not creative or you just have no creativity, or you can't even have a vivid imagination to even recreate what's going on in the pages in your head, this is going to go over your head. It makes no sense to me. I think Your Lie in April as a manga, trash. Trash.
That's regarded as like one of the best mangas of all time.
All I gotta say is, if it involves music and it's in a manga form, it's trash. Nah, I'll say it all. Every single one.
Wow. I can't agree with you. I do agree with you to a certain extent that it's a lot harder to enjoy a music manga rather than a music anime. But to say they're all bad is a strong statement.
You're trying to sit here and tell me about these two idiots going to a music festival, and I'm supposed to like it? I don't relate to it. I didn't say
you have to like it. I'm not even saying that.
I don't. They're eating French fries, and it looks like they're drinking cola or possibly beer.
Yeah, that's alcohol, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not interested at all. This is degenerate territory. I'm not interested.
Dude, you post so much ecchi manga on your Instagram.
Dude, people take drugs at these concerts. This is not a good standard. I do not approve.
When did Holy Base come back? I missed this character. I remember this. Oh man. Well, then you're probably not gonna like this next series, and it's called The Girl Without a Face. And the summary is: her boyfriend thinks that she's the cutest girl around, but her expressions can be a bit hard to read. The Girl Without a Face is a cute yet eccentric manga about a boy and his faceless girlfriend, with horror elements such as the presence of yokai and a slice of life storyline. And it appeals to fans with both categories, according to this description. But basically, I've heard that there's nudity in this manga, so I don't know what's gonna entail with that.
Just looking at this manga, it looks like it's a steaming pile of turds. So like this doesn't look good.
Also,
this doesn't look good. And someone posted another work of this author, and it's bad.
Is it?
It's bad. I believe. Let me see if I can find. Let me read this for you.
All right, read it for me.
Nishimori Toru, who is the 31-year-old, an unattractive office worker, is married to the most beautiful woman in the company, Mika-san. From the outsider's point of view, they would be envious of him. However, he has a secret he cannot tell anyone about. The only female he knows is Mika, but Mika knows lots of other men. Because he loves her, he is bothered by this fact. It's not possible, and it will never come true. After falling off the train tracks, a miracle occurred. This is a twisted but a youthful and pure love story about he who longs for his wife's virginity.
What? Wait. Wait.
By the same person. All I know is the categories are beautiful female lead, fat male lead, high school jealousy, married couple, reincarnated in the past, self-conscious, ugly male lead, virgin.
This sounds like a NTR hentai.
Yeah, all I gotta know is this: if you pick this up, you're probably a degenerate, and I don't want to associate with you in the slightest.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll move on to our next one for that. I wasn't that interested in it, but I mean, that second one is really strange. That I did not know he also made that. It's an interesting second title. But next up we have I Can't Reach You. Now this is, I believe, a BL title, so the difference between Yamato and Kuriko couldn't be more obvious. Yamato gets good grades while Kuriko are less than average. And while Yamato is very attractive, Kakeru looks are perfectly average. Not a problem. Whoa, what the fuck? Not a problem unless you're in love with your childhood best friend. How in the world can Kakeru make Yamato look at him when Yamato is completely out of his league? I Can't Reach You is it's a BL title, and I'm not a fan of BL. You know, I don't really care about this at all.
I've read one BL title in my days. It's called Classmates.
I've seen your manga hauls.
I've read it. I own it. I reviewed it, at least on Instagram. It's all right.
I've never really...
I think there's a lot of pandering to certain things people would like in those kind of manga. However, they're not for me. Usually the boys are a little bit more feminine, and I'm all about the masculinity. So
you're all about the muscly men. But I think Yuri kind of does the same thing with like appealing to the fantasy of that, especially with things like NTR or other series like that. I can't think of any Yuri title. There's one Yuri title that I'm interested that's coming out this year, but every other like Yuri title I've heard of, I just don't care about.
The only ones I've read are Girlfriends, Citrus, and I watched Sakura Trick.
I've never heard of that last one.
Sakura Trick's pretty good. It's for cultured men.
Is it? Is there muscly dudes in it?
And nope, but the girls are pretty...
It can't be that good. Is that why you like My Love Story? The one with like the big dude?
Yeah, My Love Story is peak shoujo romance.
Alright, we'll get on to our next one right here, and this is Play It Cool Guys. Enter a bunch of cool guys who look like they got that unapproachable swag. But let's be real, that's not true. That's not true for them. They're just a bunch of dorks who got their act down. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and enjoy watching a bunch of goofy guys try to look cool all day, every day. And it's a comedy of short stories, and I believe it's also it might be multiple volumes. It looks like it is.
It's also in full color.
I just saw that, yeah. So what do you think about this one, Base?
This is not for me.
You don't think so?
No, I think this one is definitely aimed at women. Just
like
by the
Graceful Day of High School Boys.
That one is definitely not for women. That one is, I mean, the first page is them wearing women's clothing. So this one definitely has more. This one definitely isn't going to be funny in a way. I think this is going to be more cute boys doing cute things.
Oh, okay. So we'll move on to our next one, and that is Penguin Gentleman, and that is innocent.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
We finally got one you like.
Summary: in a certain secret bar, the Penguin Gentlemen work wearing their long-tailed tuxedos. You say it's cute how penguins waddle around? We're not just cute, we're dandy, sexy, and marvelous. And on the cover of this one is just the biggest Bara man ever.
There he is.
Chiseled jawline and everything. Muscular. Muscles.
What are you, a John Deere commercial? Just, oh my god.
I won't pick this up, but it's definitely, I like the cover.
You're not going to pick this up. There's a muscly dude. You're totally going back on your whole thing.
Yeah, but I don't really experiment that much. I have to at least look at the mouth.
Open your mind. Oh my god, the whole basing your opinion on males 0 out of 10. You don't even get a good male score on that.
It's for the truly enlightened.
Is it?
Yep, you wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, okay. We'll get on to our next one, and that is the light novel, or actually this one's just a regular novel. It's called Virgin Road. The lost ones are wanderers who come here from a distant world known as Japan. No one knows how or why they leave their homes. The only thing that is certain is that they bring disaster and calamity. The duty of exterminating them without remorse falls to Mino, a young executioner. When she meets Akiri, it seems like just another job until she discovers it's impossible to kill this girl. And when Mino begins to search for a way to defeat this immortality, Akiri is more than happy to tag along. So begins a journey that will change Minoi forever. Minu. In addition to beginning an intriguing addition to it's an isekai genre. It's an isekai yuri genre manga or novel. It's okay. It sounds okay. It's nothing that I really care about.
Yeah, no, not for me. It has. I mean, I relate to the title, but that's about it.
Virgin Road, dude. Okay, real quick before we get on to this last title, did you watch any of like the licensing event that went on for this?
No.
Okay, so after this, Yen Press and Kodansha did like this like weird versus thing, and for some reason, like the chat got disabled because everybody in the comments kept just spamming anal over and over again until they just completely disabled the comments on that thing. So that was fun to watch. And,
wow.
like, there was nothing good at the event. It was just basically them going, yes, we have good title. And then they go, yes, we
They
also
never have good titles unless it's actually the last one we're about to cover.
All right, let's get on to the last one. And this is probably the biggest thing I would say. Would you say this is bigger than Solo Leveling getting announced?
No, but it's pretty big.
All right, so for this, we have the Date Alive novels are getting released in English. Shuru Itsuki has a problem. The world has been racked by massive quakes of unknown source for years now. Though life goes on, then one day, Shindu's calm life ends forever when, in the middle of a quake in the city, he meets a girl who's apparently a spirit and the cause of all the destruction. When a team arrives to eliminate the threat, Shindu becomes embroiled in a war to protect these spirits by making them fall in love with him. So, based on the anime who's based on this is finally getting licensed in English. Why did this take so long? Do you have any idea?
Probably cost a lot of money, dude. This is a very big light novel in Japan. There's like a holy trinity, like High School DxD just got licensed. Now Date Alive got licensed as well. There's honestly not really any other light novels that are going to probably wow the mainstream audience or the casual fan anymore, unless something blows up relatively recently. But they've got Yen Press is pretty much has every big light novel series now.
They live on light novels. That's their main. That's what I was gonna say earlier. It's like their main source of income for them is their light novels, not the manga.
Well, no,
for
not.
the most part. Like what? They have Konosuba. Now they have Date Alive. I'm trying to think of all their light novels now, and I can't think of them all. I think they have Torture Princess, but I don't think that's selling well.
No, you got to realize first off, when Yen Press announced Yen On, they had 2 or 3. They had like Index, Spice
Index.
and Wolf, Sword Art Online, and that was like it. That was all that's all the light novels they had. Now they've obviously expanded. They have Overlord. They have like every other big isekai that comes out, like No Game No Life, Snafu, Goblin Slayer, ReZero, Slime, Spider. They have a bunch of good stuff. I think I missed Konosuba as well, but whatever.
I said Konosuba before, so hey, I know my stuff.
The only light novels like Vertical has Monogatari, which is big, and then Seven Seas has Classroom of the Elite, which is big. But other than that, Yen Press literally has everything else. So
they run the light novel scene, pretty much.
Yeah, but even then, their manga, Yen Press's manga, is still pretty admirable. Black Butler still sells relatively well to the Fujos. They obviously have every isekai manga under the name of this in the world. So
they get so many isekais. Oh my god.
Yeah, they have some ecchi titles still. I don't buy a lot of Yen Press manga anymore. Prison School has ended. What else do I have that's Yen Press? Soul Eater was originally Yen Press.
Dimension W's Yen Press.
Yeah, okay. I'm talking. Hold on. High School DX or High School the Dead was Yen Press. I don't know. They definitely don't have a lot of stuff I look forward to as much anymore, but I do have some other titles in my collection. So, yep.
Well, all right then. I think that is everything for the whole Yen Press release. I think that's every single good thing that happened in Crunchyroll Expo, because everything did not really... That was pretty much it there. There was really nothing else that goes on besides this last thing, and that is just some quick little thing about Mangamo is announcing, or their plan is to get their title or their app released worldwide. I don't know if this includes a Google Play app. Do you know what Mangamo is before I go further? Or
It's a dead app, right?
I mean, kind of, yeah. So what happened was, right at the beginning, for people who don't know about Mangamo, it's basically just, they're trying to get a bunch of, like, all the manga, basically become the Netflix of manga. But when they first released it, their app was broken as hell, and they had to re-put it into beta, and it's only on the App Store right now. You can get it for, like, $5 a month and, like, all their titles. They have, like, Kodansha, they have a bunch of other things. But the thing is, with Mangamo, they also have a ton of money that can go into it, because they got, like, they have the Hulu invested in it, Viz Media, Kodansha, a bunch of like Japanese companies, like manga companies for that. So there's a lot of money going into it and a lot of potential for it to get better and bigger. But right now it is pretty dead.
It will never be big.
You don't think so?
No, it won't.
Do you think there will be any app or anything like that that
Nope.
will be close to a Netflix manga?
Nope, never.
I don't think so either.
There's too many big companies in Japan that have all the titles under their belts, and I don't see them ever coming together and working together. And honestly, the U.S. market for manga is shit anyways, so why would they even make a agreement for the U.S.? It makes no sense. So it will never happen. And I'm pretty positive I'm right on that one.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. It's too anti-competition. I can't see. And plus, everyone will get in fights about how much money they're owed and who deserves to get what on the app. It'd be a nightmare for that. But that's it I have to say about that. Do you want to say anything else about Mangamo?
Nope, I do not care about Mangamo.
Okay. All right, we're going to get on to next up, the September manga releases. And right now, base, I have all the stuff pulled out that are the like Volume 1, so the series that you want to specifically talk about, I'll leave it open to the floor for you at the end to talk about all your series, because I know you have a bunch, and I couldn't remember them. So, we're going to start off... Oh, what are you going to say?
No, nothing, just wow. Thanks for remembering my titles, buddy.
I know Grand Blue Dreaming, Volume 11 was on there, and I think My Hero Academia... I don't think My Hero Academia comes out this month, so I don't remember anything other than that.
Jeez. All right, go on.
It's been 2 weeks. So, first up we swore we meet in the next life, and that's when things got weird. This is a reverse isekai and a josei. So long ago, Princess Yuko and her knight Harold fell deeply in love, but their social stations kept them apart, so they swore that they would meet in the next life and they'd be together. Now reborn in the modern world, Yukio has been searching for Harold for nearly 40 years. Just as she's on the verge of giving up, she finds him, only to discover that he's still in high school, pounding hearts abound in the first volume of this reincarnation age gap rom-com. What's up with these age gap mangas? I don't really get it.
I don't know. Women love it because they're degenerates. No.
I just never get like, oh, he's in high school and I'm 40, so this is awesome. This is like something I'm gonna see on the news for like a 40-year-old teacher getting arrested.
It's a double standard. That's what it is.
It really is, because if you switch the roles, they would freak out and be like, this is so
disgusting. I hate it.
Something like, oh, what is it? After the Rain? Would they have the age gap in that?
Makes me sick. I can't believe people enjoy that crap.
All right, we'll get on to our next one right here, and that is Yoshino Ziraka. The frog in the well does not know the ocean. Now, this is by the creator of Barakamon, I believe. So, 32-year-old Tono Naruhiko has been scraping by as a manga creator for 10 years. And when his latest series gets canceled, he finds himself at a crossroads. Tono's always had his sights set on fantasy, but this time around, his editor set on another idea. Slice-of-life story set in a remote village is not unlike the one where he was born and raised as a child. Could a return to his roots be the change he needs to change the pace of our reclusive manga creator? So, it's about a failing manga creator trying one last thing to become relevant. It sounds interesting for it. I think Barakamon did pretty well, and it sounded like a pretty good series, but I've never actually checked that one out.
I hate manga that are about manga being made.
Really? The only one that I've really enjoyed that's like that is Bakuman, just because it was like a really good look into the industry. And like,
Bakuman's sexist. You don't want to mention that.
Is Bakuman sexist?
Yeah, man. The girls have to put aside their dreams for the men.
Oh, is that like a whole thing? Okay.
Yeah, man. Be careful. Don't.
Never mind. I'm gonna move on from that topic before I get myself in more trouble. So, next up, we're going to get on to King of Eden. Now, this, I believe, is a manhwa, and this is entire villages are going up in flames across the globe, with the same man left standing at the scene every time. Meanwhile, rumors abound of a highly contagious virus where those infected fly into a blind rage, killing anything and everything that crosses their path. As death tolls rises, agencies from nations around the world get together, looking for the answers. How are these incidents connected? Who is that man? And most importantly, can the massacres be stopped before humanity is doomed? So, this is like, I don't know, I think this is more like a fantasy horror. I don't think this is like, has a sci-fi twist on it, but I like the synopsis for it. I pre-ordered it. I'm interested to see how it'll turn out.
I mean, I'm not getting it.
I know, because you're extremely closed-minded. I'm more open to trying new things, unlike you.
Yeah, well, you pick up a lot of trash, so it's understandable.
Someone's got to find the gold, and if you don't dig through the trash, how are you going to find the good stuff?
Yeah, I could just, type on, I could just type away on my anime list and find quality manga.
No. You don't understand, man. Sometimes below 7.5 is a true 10.
That said no one ever.
I just did right now, and that statement is standing, and I'm going to stand by that statement forever now. But anyway, next up we'll get into Heaven's design team. In Heaven's animal design department, designers create a variety of new animals daily while contending with the unreasonable requests of their client, God. Funny, interesting, and full of useful information, this series answers the questions such as, why can't unicorns exist? What makes an animal taste delicious? What's the most powerful creature in the ocean? Basically, it's just a comedy manga about people in heaven creating the animals that live on the earth. It seems like a nice, fun comedy manga. I don't know if I'll end up buying it, but it has a nice synopsis and a general good overall theme, I think. So what do you think about that, Base? Why aren't you going to buy it?
Because it looks too cutesy. It looks bad.
Not enough muscly men.
There's not enough muscles. I mean, it doesn't, Heaven's design team. Come on, give me something. I want something entertaining. I don't want something stupid.
Well, when we get there, I'll let you know, buddy, because I don't know what's gonna interest you at this point, because I don't think there's any muscly men coming out this month. So.
Well, you'd be wrong. So.
Well, any new musly men, Volume 1 series.
Well, new manga sucks, dude. It's like there's no good new manga. I mean, you guys are gonna run down there. There's if which then which, Made in Honey. What else do we got? I mean, for real, what do we have here? I think the only one that's kind of interesting is the girl with the senpaku eyes.
That's just what that's the one I'm on right now. So we'll talk about that right now. Amine Mizuno is struggling with her social life. To her friends and family, she's a shy, diligent girl. But to her classmates, her face screams intense, mean, and maybe standoffish. So when Amine falls for her classmate Kanto, her whole world seems to get flustered and agitated. I like the idea of it. It's just like $16 for like 130 pages, unless it's full color, because I think it might be a full color manga.
I have no idea. I like the one with the shark eyes, or the shark mouth. That's the one.
The one with a shark mouth? Oh,
yeah.
This story?
No, there's instead of shark eyes, there's a girl with a shark mouth, and I like her.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Is that in English?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I do know what you're talking about. So, next up we have Sayonara Football. This is by the creator of Your Lie in April, a statement Base made earlier of how it's such a bad... What? What do you want to say about it?
It's gonna suck.
What?
This is gonna suck.
This is?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Come on, let's be real here.
Why is it gonna suck, Base?
What is this, a soccer manga?
It is.
Does it have cute boys in it?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Well, if it doesn't, it's probably gonna fail.
It is. It's about a girl who is in high school. She wants to play on the boys' team, and as she's like getting older, she's not as strong as the boys or whatever. She can't keep up in the sport, and then she's slowly like fading out of like being able to play it with them. And it's like her coming to terms with like not being as good as soccer as everybody else. That's basically how it is.
Just go play. She can just go play with the girls. I mean,
she wants to play with the boys, man. You better watch out. You're gonna get labeled sexist, just like me, apparently.
I mean, what's so sexist about it?
I mean, you're already get the shoujo girls hate you anyway, so.
Well, they don't like facts and truth.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong. That whole situation is kind of funny that you got. I can't believe you got into it with all of them. So, next up, we're going to get into Masen Ikoku. This is by Rumiko Takahashi. So, this is Yasuku Godai didn't get accepted into college on the first try, so he's studying to retake the entrance exam, but living in a dilapidated building full of eccentric and noisy tenants is making it hard for him to achieve his goals now that a beautiful woman has moved in to become a new residential manager. Godai is driven to distraction. Now, Rumiko Takahashi, if you guys know, did Inuyasha, Ranma and a Half, and I think I'm missing one. I'm not sure. But this one was supposed to come out in July. I am excited for this one too. I am actually gonna pick this one up.
Good for you, buddy.
Thank you, Base. I'm glad you like it.
Let's hurry it up so I can cover like the good stuff.
I will. You want me just to talk about it myself real quick and not pan it over to you? So
because I literally there's cube arts.
Sure.
What are you gonna talk about? Some cube art, some Minecraft. Like, come on, let's wrap it up.
Later, little bit long. I got you, Base. I'll hurry it up for you, okay? Who says warriors can't be babes? And this is just a.
Oh my god!
What? It's a new.
I saw like a panel of this. This is Jesus Christ.
She's the strongest warrior, and she wants to get the hero to fall in love with her, but the hero doesn't see her as a woman, so she's trying to be girly, and it's a rom-com about that. Next up, we have Fly Me to the Moon, Volume 1. Now, this manga, I hate. I can't get past Chapter 1 for this. Basically, this guy sees a girl just randomly one day, instantly falls in love with her, and also he hates that his name's NASA. And that's the entire thing. It's like love at first sight, his name's NASA, and it's a rom-com. There's nothing more to it than that. It's not that good. I hate Chapter 1. I can't get past Chapter 1. Next up, we have With a Dog and a Cat, Every Day is Fun. This is just something that I think that man's merch would like. I think it's up his alley. Basically, it's just a dog and a cat go around getting into antics. It's a nice collection of comedy stories. Next up, we have Pop Life and this is basically by the new manga publisher Starfruit Books. So what is the synopsis? Sakura and Akemi are two single mothers in their 40s who decided to start living in order to help each other raise their children. Take a deep dive into their everyday lives and find out what it takes to live a humble yet peaceful life as a single parent in Japan. Interesting synopsis. Maybe if it's cheaper, I'm not going to pay $10 for it, but it is an interesting thing. And if you want to support a new publisher, check out Pop Life. I believe they are doing a physical edition. It's on Right Stuff, but I don't know if they have a specific date set up for it. And then last up for it, we have Cubarts, and that is high school first year. Takako has been selected as the beta tester for the new sandbox style video game Cubarts, and he couldn't be happier. As soon as he puts on the game's VR headset, Takako finds himself immersed in a sprawling world made entirely of blocks where he can mine, build, and hunt to his heart's content. But when a logout error traps him in, he and his friends inside the game, Takako discovers even sandboxes can be deadly. I think Zach was excited for this one, but that is all the stuff that is coming out in September. Now, Base, the floor is open to you. Please tell us all the good times.
Oh, about time. I really almost fell asleep listening to all that. Let's see.
You're such a hater, Base. You're so close-minded.
The good stuff coming out. We have Haikyuu Volume 40. We have 1, 2, 3 more volumes of Haikyuu left after this until that caps off and into the a phenomenal series. We have Kaguya-sama, Love is War Volume 16, arguably the greatest shonen.
Anime is better.
It's arguably the greatest rom-com to ever grace the face of the earth. It is #1 most discussed manga on our manga, and that generally means that it's the most popular. So, My Dress Up Darling, Volume 2, a fantastic volume. I got my hands on that one earlier this week. Read it. A lot of juiciness. I really like where they're going with that. The Quintessential Quintuplets, Volume 10. I believe you have 11, 12, 13, 14. So you have 4 more volumes left after this one. Probably the second best shonen romance, only to Kaguya-sama. Neji Harada is an absolute genius. If you aren't reading Quintessential Quintuplets, you're a loser. The Saint Young Men Omnibus Volume 3, the cover is really pretty. I think it's an important manga to read, despite the context of it, dealing with the religious tones. Spy X Family Volume 2 continues to be very, very funny. Let's see. Scrolling up, we have the 7 Deadly Sins, Volume 39. I'm really excited for this cover. We have Escanor donning the cover in his night form, and then in the back you have his midday peak noon form, looking absolutely jacked.
There's the muscly men thing.
Let's see what else. I think we have Beastars Volume 8. Some I'm Not a Furry stuff. Hell's Paradise Volume 4 is a really cool cover. I think it's a new Shonen Jump series, or I believe it's a Jump Plus series, and it's one of the
number 8.
No, Hell's Paradise Jingo Kuraku. It's a fantastic manga.
Shonen Jump Plus.
Yes, that's what I said. That is what I said, my friend.
You weren't sure, so I confirmed it for you. You're welcome.
Well, yeah, whatever, kid. But yeah, it's like Blade of the Immortal and stuff like that. You have the last volume of Ping Pong coming out. It's all right. Way of the House Husband Volume 4. Cannot wait.
Overrated.
Cannot wait for more of that because it's hilarious. Let's see. Really, nothing else. Combatants will be Dispatched Volume 4. I haven't read Volume 1 of the manga or the light novel, but it's done by the same people who like Konosuba, and it's a little bit more gross, I guess. Let's see. And then the last one we have. We have Kakagiri Twins, which is the side story to Mari. I don't really like spin-offs, so I don't read it. And I believe the last one is Grand Blue Dreaming. Oh, actually, no. Tomo-chan is a Girl Volume 8. The final volume of this series is coming out. It's a 4-coma series, one of the best, or at least one of my personal favorite rom-coms. Triage X20 continues to be garbage, but I still pick it up anyways. And then last but not least, we have Grand Blue Dreaming Volume 11, arguably the funniest manga that is currently out in English. And that concludes the releases that I'm interested in.
Oh, you finished? Cool. I almost fell asleep there. I now I know how it feels.
Yeah, but
all right, we're gonna get into our last segment right here, and that's a little bit of shower thoughts. And as many of you guys know, if you've seen this channel, my favorite manga of all time is Noragami, and my friend over here has recently been reading it. So I think you're on volume 16, you said. So how are you enjoying it?
Yep, I am on volume 15 or 16. I do not remember. I've been reading it. I've been doing a buddy read on Instagram with a friend of mine, and we've been reading 1 or 2 volumes here and there for the past month or two. Really loving it. I was honestly surprised. I think some of my favorite characters are obviously Hiro and Hiyori. And Yato is another personal favorite of mine. I like the bimbo chick, or the goddess of luck. I forget her name.
Oh, no, you mean the goddess of misfortune, Kafuku?
Yeah, I love her. I love that bitch too. So, yeah, I really like it. It's very dark, surprisingly. Dives deep into some topics that, people might not be comfortable with, but it's a great manga. I bought the first volume of it when it originally came out in, I think, late 2015, 2014, whenever the heck it came out. And I actually picked up every single volume up to volume 14 as they came out, but I never read it. So it sat on my shelf unread for about four years.
Damn, 4 years? It took you that long to read it?
Yep. I had them both.
Dude, you missed out. You were missing out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't miss out on anything.
You were missing out on that for 4 years. So good. I don't want us to go into spoilers, but
well, don't. I'm reading it.
You want me to talk about what happened in the
No.
latest volume?
Ah.
Okay, so this is what happens, right?
I'm about to hang up this phone call.
I'm just kidding. It's so good. The art, characters, everything about it. Basically, what he said, I pretty much agree with, but to an exaggerated extent. But it's so good. If you have not read Noragami, if you like your shonen, you like battles, you like darker series, any type of shonen in any way, you will love this series because it is top tier on every level. Yato is one of the best characters in all of manga, in my opinion. And, I mean, Hiyori, Bishamonon, Kafuku, it's got waifus out of the wazoo. My god, the fights are top tier, so memorable, so many good things. And even the side characters like Ebisu, and I'm not gonna try to pronounce some of the other gods' names because I'm gonna butcher them, but they're just so good. Everything about this series makes you fall in love with it. And if you've not gotten the chance to read it, trust me, just go do it, please. But any closing statements you would like to make about Noragami?
Nope, I have nothing else to say about Noragami. I'm not finished, so I don't have a comment on it.
All right, sounds good to me. Well, that about wraps us up for this. So, Base, thank you so much for coming out. Please make sure to go into the links in the description and be sure to check out his channels, Twitter, and get to see all his super opinionated things. And, Base, do you have anything you'd like to say before ending this?
Nope. Don't follow me. I don't like you.
All right, thank you. But I love you, though, Base. It may be one-sided, but I'll keep my feelings inside. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you feel I deserved it, go to the link in the description. Hit the podcast arc and subscribe, because that is where all these are going from now on. And anyway, as always,
bye-bye.
subs.
Bye-bye.